So like with couples, a lot of times couples are like competing with each other to be heard. And so I say, okay, listen, this is your husband. That's not your boyfriend.
Yeah.
This is your girl. This is your wife. It's not your girlfriend. Like, what do you mean? Because boyfriends and girlfriends typically suck, right? It's temporary. They're not super invested.
Hey everyone, it's Russell Haver with the Russell Haver Group at eXp Realty in Las Vegas, and welcome to another episode of Community Connection. Today we have with us Tamika Morris. Tamika, very nice to meet you. What's the name of your business, Tamika?
Morris Therapy and Consulting.
All right. How are you doing today?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So tell us about your business. Describe it to us.
Well, mine is, I guess to me, it's normal, but to other people, it's unique, right? It's a private practice, just servicing people who are looking for mental health treatment, which we call talk therapy, right?
Doesn't everyone need that after the last year and a half?
I think now it's more common and popular that people are normalizing it, right?
Yeah.
But my goal is to help reduce the stigma that comes along with mental health treatment, because most people think, well, I only go to therapy when I'm crazy, like people who are crazy go to therapy or when the house is about to burn down, right? But there are other reasons that people can go to therapy, right? Before divorce, before their kids act up, right? Just to figure out life sometimes. And so I am a solo private practice owner. My scope of practice is marriage and family therapy. I am a pre-licensed therapist. So I am wait to sit before the board again to take my exam. And I'm a clinical consultant, right? So I see people in therapy, individuals, families, couples, but I also help other therapists build their private practice, work on their business strategy, their social strategy, and networking.
So tell me something about the business that surprised you, or something that most people don't know about what you do.
For me, it's not surprising, but what's surprising about the aspect of business for therapy is that we're taught in school, which is why I have consulting services that I offer, because we're taught in school that therapy and business are two different worlds that function under the same roof. And what's surprising about that is that a lot of people believe that. I never did. So I was against the grain with a lot of people, right? And so they think, well, you need to know a little bit about business in order to, work.
Yeah.
But you can't treat your clients like you would in a business relationship. And it's really like confusing, right? And so I'm like, no, but therapy is a business. So if you're in this field to make good money, you're in the wrong field, is what we're told in grad school. So like immediately it plants the seed of guilt, right? And so anytime we talk about like fees and wanting to go out on their own and making a good living, that's wrong. So the other myth that I was told was, in order for somebody to be successful in private practice is because they're married. So they have a second source of income. So only like women in private practice are married, and that's how they're able to stay afloat. And then the men, because there's very few men in our field, right? The men that are in private practice usually have another source of income as well. So you have to have a second source of income in private practice to be successful.
So tell me any interesting stories or any good success stories, anything about clients raving about you, anything that you can share?
I think, like for me, what's been the most successful is having that one client that you connect with, because all you really need is one client and they'll build your business for you, right? Just focus on the work, treat them well. And the one thing that I hear the most is my one-liners. I'm really famous for those. So I have a lot of concepts. I can share that. A lot of concepts that I work with people in practice on. So like with couples, a lot of times couples are like competing with each other to be heard and to be super petty and, things of that nature. And I'm like, okay, let's put our petty glasses down, right? They're like, well, what do you mean, right? And so I say, okay, listen, this is your husband. That's not your boyfriend. This is your girl. This is your wife. It's not your girlfriend. Like, what do you mean? Because boyfriends and girlfriends typically suck, right? It's temporary. They're not super invested. And anytime it's like too difficult, they don't get what they want, they may jump ship, right? Or maybe you and a whole bunch of other people, right? You might have like a third party situation going on. But when you're married, that may still happen, but there's a deeper investment there. And you can't get out of it without trying to remove the anchors. So saying that, I said, this is something that you guys really need to subscribe to because that's going to lower defenses when you're talking to your spouse.
Yeah.
So when you ask a question, she's not trying to get in your business and nag you.
Yeah.
She's looking out for your best interest and she wants to nurture you because that's how she's wired by design, right? So she's your wife, she's not your girlfriend. She has your best interest at heart. She's in it for the long haul. She's super deeply invested, right?
Yeah.
And she can't afford to jump ship with you because there's a lot of legal ties, right?
What?
Right? And so they were like, you should put that on a shirt. You should like sell that. And I was like, dude, like I don't have time. I'm a therapist, right? I'm not a So they kept telling me and I finally did. And so now I'm creating an Etsy shop with all these different therapy concepts. So one of my first shirts was, I'm your husband, I'm not your boyfriend.
So tell me, what do you have coming up? What's the goals over the next year for the business, personally, professionally? What are you looking to do?
I'm just focusing on growing and scaling within this next year and just trying to figure out how I can help other people that may not be the right fit or just run across my website or my social handles without them ever having to see me because I can't see everybody, right? Yeah. So one way is these therapy concepts that are on a shirt. Another way would be like journals and cards and stuff. So
okay, very, very cool. So what about on a personal standpoint? I know you got the Etsy thing going, which is pretty cool. So what about personally? What are you looking to do personally over the next year?
Well, I'm a mom. I'm a single mama of a toddler who's very active, very strong-willed. He is 2. It's a boy.
2. The terrible 2s. Nice.
Yes, and he is in charge. Okay.
So, okay. So awesome. So tell me, what are some things that you're looking to do then?
Well, I do a lot of sensory related stuff with him. So I'm looking to like get more involved in the community with him and do like those little play dates and mommy and me, provided that the pandemic will lift because I missed out on all those things. He's a little like shell shocked, he sees people, he's like, people, so we have to work on that.
Where can everyone find you at? What are the best places, social media wise, website, all those things that everyone can get in touch with you?
Well, they can find me on my website, of course, that's my home. And it's Morris Therapy and Consulting LLC.com.
Okay.
Super long. And they can find me on LinkedIn, Morris Therapy and Consulting. I just started a YouTube channel that's also Morris Therapy and Consulting. My handles are pretty consistent. Okay. On Twitter, it's @Morris_therapy. Okay. And Pinterest is @Morris_therapy. And I'm new to TikTok, and that's @Morris_therapy.
So how long have you lived? You said you live in Henderson, right?
Yeah.
So tell me this. So people that are considering moving here, what is something that is going to surprise them, good or bad, about living here?
There's actually houses in Vegas.
What?
We don't all live on the Strip. And I think my most favorite thing about Vegas is the restaurant. I'm a foodie, right? And we have some of the best restaurants in the world, from 1 star to 5 star. You got it. And the big thing is all the famous people want to do residencies and open up restaurants in Vegas. So we're the place to be. Vegas Henderson at large.
Awesome. Tamika, thank you so much for coming on. You were a blast to talk to. And thank you so much for dealing with my technical difficulties today. I wish you the best. And we're going to put you tagged on everything. Everyone reach out to Tamika because mental health is for everyone these days.
For everyone.
Thanks.
Bye. Thank you.